What if the ending of Inception wasn't the end at all? What if the top never fell, and Cobb never truly woke up? Imagine this for a moment. You've spent years in a battlefield of the mind-fighting assassins of memory, navigating labyrinths of illusion, and facing ghosts you couldn't let go. You've risked everything to get back home. And then finally you make it. You walk through that door, place your totem on the table, and see your children waiting in the garden. Their laughter rises like music. Their faces are exactly as you remembered them, frozen in the innocence of a memory. You fall to your knees, arms wide, and when they run into your embrace, the world feels whole again. You close your eyes, tears falling, and whisper to yourself, "This is real. This has to be real." But in the corner of the room, the top spins, flawless, eternal, its metallic hum filling the silence. Cobb doesn't look back. He refuses. Because deep inside, he knows what the rules are. Dreams are built from fragments of memory, and his children have not aged a single day. Still, he chooses not to care. He leaves the top spinning behind him. The days that follow are radiant. Every morning, sunlight pours through the windows like liquid gold. Breakfast is always ready, warm and familiar. His children's laughter greets him like clockwork, and every smile feels as though it belongs to the life he lost. Cobb tells himself he is home, tells himself the nightmare is over. But slowly, carefully, reality begins to whisper otherwise. The apple on the breakfast table never changes. It is always the same shade of red, always the same smooth curve, as though someone painted it into existence and forgot to alter the brushstroke. His neighbors greet him the same way every morning, their voices flatly cheerful, their words like actors repeating the same script. At night, when he stares at the sky, the stars glimmer, but they do not move. The constellations never shift, never crawl across the heavens, frozen in place, as if time itself has stopped. At first, Cobb dismisses it. He tells himself these are tricks of the mind. But as the days pass, the unease deepens. It feels less like a world and more like a stage play, perfectly painted but hollow beneath the surface. The rhythm of déjà vu grips him, the same gestures, the same sounds, the same loops repeating endlessly. And then, in the silence of one long night, he hears it. Voice, soft, familiar, haunting. Cobb. It whispers, "Wake up." It is Mal. Not bitter, not broken, not angry, just calling. Cobb freezes, his breath catches. He wants to run toward the voice, but he cannot. He wants to shut it out, but it clings to him like smoke. He buries himself deeper into his children's presence, clutching tighter to this fragile paradise. He tells himself that even if it is a lie worth believing. Even if it is a dream, it is the only dream he has ever wanted. But the cracks widen. One afternoon, standing in the middle of the garden, he dares against all reason to glance at the top again. Still spinning, still flawless, still perfect. Not a single wobble. The question escapes him in a whisper, his voice trembling. Am I still dreaming? The instant the words leave his mouth, the world trembles. His children freeze, laughter cut off mid-breath.
Nice.
The sunlight dims as clouds roll in, fast and unnatural. And in the distance, the city folds inward, buildings collapsing like sheets of paper consumed by fire. Cobb's heart races, his mind fractures. This is not freedom. This is not salvation. This is a prison. He runs, he searches desperately for an exit. He opens door after door, sprinting down endless corridors. But every path leads him back into memory. He finds himself in the long hotel hallway, where gravity betrayed him, tumbling sideways as the walls twist. He trudges into the snow fortress, the cold biting deep into his skin, even though no dream should make him shiver like this. He wanders the streets of Paris, where buildings fold and bend above him, rising like waves before crashing back into impossible geometry. Each place is vivid, sharp, almost too real, and yet they are empty. Hollow echoes of a mind chasing itself in circles. And through it all, the top follows him, always spinning, always whispering. He cannot escape it, he cannot outrun it. The hum is in his ears, his chest, his blood. The question burns into him. Who built this? Mal Saito. Or his own guilt, carving a labyrinth of punishment for the sins he cannot forgive. Time loses meaning. Hours bleed into days, days blur into months. and months dissolve into years, or so it feels. But perhaps it has been only minutes since he placed the top on the table. Cobb cannot tell anymore. He looks into the mirror and sometimes sees age etching into his face, gray at his temples, lines in his skin. But when he turns away and looks again, the years vanish. He is caught between timelines, trapped between seconds and centuries. His children remain unchanged, locked in that perfect moment of youth, eternal, unmoving. At last, exhausted, broken, Cobb falls to his knees before the spinning top. His hands tremble as he reaches toward it, not to stop it, but to simply feel the air it stirs. Tears stream down his face. His breath comes in ragged gasps. He looks one final time at his children, their faces bright, their eyes filled with love, their arms outstretched. They never grow. They never change. They never leave. And in that moment, he understands. It no longer matters what is real. What matters is what he chooses. If this is a dream, he whispers, voice cracked and trembling, then let me never wake. The top spins faster. The world grows brighter. The laughter of his children rises again, echoing through the garden, warm and whole. Cobb smiles not because he has found the truth, but because he has chosen to stop asking. He chooses the illusion. He chooses memory, chooses love. For him, this is reality enough. And so, Cobb's story does not end with clarity. It ends with surrender. A man who traded truth for happiness. A man who gave up the question for the comfort of an answer he wrote for himself. The top never falls. The dream never ends. And now, the question is left for us. What would you choose? If you could live inside a dream where everything you ever wanted was yours, where the people you loved never left, where pain never touched you, where the world never turned against you, would you wake up? Or would you let the dream swallow you whole and call it home? So tell me right now, in the comments, would you stay in the dream, or would you wake up? If this story pulled you in, if it made you question the ending of Inception the way Christopher Nolan intended, then hit that like button. Subscribe for more cinematic what-ifs. Share this with someone who still debates whether the top fell. Because maybe, just maybe, the power of Inception was never about the answers at all. Maybe its real brilliance lies in the questions it leaves us with. And the greatest one of them all is this: would you wake up, or would you keep dreaming?